William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Dollmakers, a novel from the Fallen Peaks, by Lynn Buchanan, performed by Angela Dawe. For my parents, who never told me I couldn't be a writer. The First Dollmakers' Edicts. Edict 1. Dolls are to serve their masters and perform their purpose of protecting human lives without hesitation from doll or dollmaker. The misuse of dolls, especially when such results in the harm or loss of life, is an offense deserving of the highest and severest form of punishment. Edict 2. Dollmakers shall be buried with their dolls. Vigils for the fallen dollmaker are to be held in their last place of residence. No mourners are permitted in the graveyards of those who have dedicated their lives to the fight against the shod. As reward for their sacrifice, in peace they rest, free of all mortal matters. Edict 3. Dolls are to be of the finest caliber, crafted to a state as near to perfection as possible before the breathmark is placed upon them. To prevail against the shod, exacting standards in the area of craftsmanship must be kept. Edict 4. The shod are stronger than fortresses and can withstand more damage than any living creature before falling. Guard dolls must be made to match such strength. Edict 5. Artisan dolls are to serve their purchasers as they would their masters. Any dolls deemed incapable of such are to be retained by their creators or retired from work. Edict 6. Apprentice dollmakers must adhere to their master's wishes in all matters. Upon passing the breathmark exams, an apprentice's education must last at least 2 years. An apprentice may only study for 15 years. If at the end of this time they have failed to obtain a license, they must retire from dollmaking. Edict 7. The licensing of dollmakers is to be performed only by authorized members of the licensing guild. The decision of a licensor is final. Dollmakers may only practice dollmaking under the authority of an officially granted license. Edict 8. The shod are drawn to fine craftsmanship. While anything shaped by the hands of humankind may attract them, most keenly they are enticed by well-made items, using our greatest creations to build themselves into stronger, deadlier forms. As such, be wary of ornateness, and while we must not deny the country called one of art, and thus precipitate the death of our souls, know that such will bring the shod to our doorsteps time and time again. Seek restraint in beauty. Edict 9. Dolls are tools, crafted for the protection and comfort of the citizens of one. Do not mistake them for creatures of soul or feeling. A doll's purpose in creation is sacrifice for the well-being of those who created it, be that in fighting the shod or serving its owners as companion or household servant. Dolls have no other purpose. To think otherwise is true and fatal folly. Licensor Maton considered herself a patient woman. A licensor had to be. Dealing with apprentice dollmakers was an endeavor of headaches. Maton had handled many trying situations in the past, including, but not limited to, extreme outbursts of emotion, fainting spells, and once, an astonishing bout of spontaneous, unprecedented shrieking. She had never, however, been ignored for this long. It was hard to tell, given the room she sat in had no windows and thus no view of the sun, but judging solely by the soreness of her legs and the increasing stiffness in the small of her back, Maton guessed she'd been sitting for at least an hour, waiting for her latest client to arrive.
"I'm sure she'll be here soon,"
Master Knock said. The man sat across the room, cross-legged on a mat identical to Maton's. She wondered if he, too, felt the wood of the floor more keenly than he felt the feathers of his cushion.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?